Oh my God, good afternoon. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I have Ian as the cameraman, and he's quite smart and Scorsese over there with his... All right. Okay, so today's topic is going to be, now that we've been outside and the weather is so nice and it's so relaxed, a lot of people have been messaging and asking something along the similar lines of, what do they feel about me? You know, sometimes when you connect with somebody, you have certain hints and ideas how they think about you, but you don't have the clarity because people don't know how, especially if you're new in a relationship and things, you don't have the verbal arsenal to have it come across gracefully, so you don't really express a lot, so you have to read body cues, things like that. And as I'm doing here, I'm going to do a pick a card. As I'm doing it, I'll tell you the little signs too. Like I mentioned, a couple things, like they step in closer to you, they have eye-to-eye contact, they rarely break that eye-to-eye contact, things like that. It was so funny, I had complete silence before and I did this, and then the second I came out, they started some generator over there. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to clear there. Yeah, because sometimes also if you're in an outside environment, you have people that you're close to in a restaurant. You could be things in your periphery where you can't feel like you're 100% natural in your reactions. Like nobody wants to be really loud in a restaurant or laugh very loud in a restaurant, things like that. So we're going to keep it really simple. We're going to go this direction to that 1, 2, 3, because some people left me messages, hey Mel, could you do me a favor and just clarify what stack is what and when are you starting it, because it can get a little thing. Yeah, so most everybody's questions is, how do they feel about me? I mean, really feel about me. I know right away because I possess certain acuity, like I can just hone it, I know right away. And we are who we are, right? And not everybody can be loved universally. And even if you're the best person that you can be, you're always going to get people that aren't self-aware, so they're unhappy, so they're going to give you that guff because they want to be where you are, especially if you're accomplished or you're living your life, you know what I mean, your best self. Some people don't want to share in that hurrah. Doesn't matter, guess what, because you're working on the best you. So this is how they feel about you. Just say it's someone new in your scope, someone you're soon to run into. How do they really feel? We'll get a gist of their intensity towards you. Always different. It waxes and it wanes. It waxes and it wanes for sure. Nice. So 9 of Wands. Oh, I'm going to face these towards me. I'm serious. I have this weird thing about they just really speak to me. I have to look at them. I storyboard them and then boom, it goes into here to here. But I need to look at them. I have one of those things. That's why I never do the one card up there. I actually need to look at them in succession. Okay, so this is group 1. How do they really feel about me? So it can be anything. Like I said before, it can be someone new that you've just run into, or it can be in the near future. I see a lot of manifestations of relationships arriving in the forefront very, very soon. Very soon. Okay, so what do we got here? I'm like Mr. Miyagi. I'm like, I have to generate energy. I usually put salt between my hands, and that helps just generate some kind of balance, because I do need energies cleared out sometimes, especially when I have people moving around me. But I don't care about that. I care about you. So let's see. We're starting with 9 of Wands, 3 of Cups, Temperance, and 6 of Pentacles. Wow, that's really good. Okay. So if you're a woman and this is a man thinking about you, they see you as a real go-getter. I know this sounds crazy, but it's probably not even your generation, since I'm 1,000 years old and a dinosaur. There used to be this show called Charlie's Angels, and it was like Sabrina, Kelly, and Chris. Charlie's Angels, and it was Farrah Fawcett going down a thing on her skateboard. And they see you as like the Kelly, a real go-getter, a smart cookie, a balanced, earthy person. So I see some earth signs here. Very strong, very persuasive. I feel like you have the power of suggestion, and when you use your power of suggestion, it sways entire groups, and they are impressed by that, because there is an authenticity and a speech pattern that you take, and it's very respectful. And you also, with this many wands, and it's right near completion, 9 being right before the 10 of completion, you give it that super heave-ho and that injection of fuel that it needs to come to fruition, and they're very impressed by that. So they see you as that, but they're slightly intimidated, and that's okay, because then it's followed by Three of Cups, which is celebration. That's communal. That's everybody getting together. Yeah, it's a balanced, relaxed state. So they feel very relaxed about you because you are your authentic self. They don't have to guess. So they're like, they feel really chill. They feel like you would be fine with all their friends, their family, and you're not putting on any facades, and you're very chill, and they like that. Because when you're always guessing and people are people pleasers, you honestly are on quicksand. You don't know what they really like. So with the Three of Cups, they know what you really stand for, and they like that. In Temperance, that's fantastic in any mix, because with Temperance, you're providing a balance, because I feel like he or she has all these other facets of friends, and there's different aspects to their personalities, and these people can bump heads and stuff, and you're like a buffer for that. So they see you as somebody with balance, and you're all inclusive, you know what I mean? You include people, and they love that, because people are tired of battling other people, aren't they? They're tired of people with those stupid little things they always have to interject, like, oh, but you could do it this way, or oh, you should have said this or that. Like, you've been with girlfriends or big groups of girlfriends, right? And like, you wore something, and they're like, that looks great, but if you wore it in yellow, you know, it's just those little, you know them, and if you're perceptive like you are, you don't let it bother you, because you're like, whoop, you're up there. You're just looking down on the higher perspective, especially in Temperance. You can't be touched. It doesn't bother you. And they like that higher perspective. You're on the hill looking down. You know, you're not trying to trudge up there or trudge back down and join them. And also Six of Pentacles, they see you as generous. This is a man, he's doling out coins evenly to people. So you're giving your attention and your money. They see you as generous, which is lovely. And that in turn makes them want to be generous. They want to provide for you with, you know, little presents and gifts, because they know you can get it for yourself. But they want to be someone to relish a few gifts on you, because they see you as precious, and that's really sweet. Aww. I love that. I love when, you know, men or women treat each other well, and those little things, they celebrate each other. So if that is you, that's fantastic. I love, love, love that. And I hope that resonated with you. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and all my links are below if you need private reads or whatever, or any more extensive stuff. That's fantastic. That's really, really good. And I want to thank, if it was one of you watchers, for your donations. It's so nice, because I do this full time now, and yeah, it does get expensive, and I appreciate it. It's so lovely. You guys are really keeping the channel going, and yeah, I was so happy. It was so nice outside today. I'm like, whew, whew, whew. Anybody knows when they're in the confines of a house or a room or an office, you literally, especially if you're a Sagittarius or a fire sign, you feel like the walls closing on you. I'm like, I've got to get outside, and I have a huge like landscape. I have a kind of critter out here, and all the birds and the butterflies, and there's monarch nests, and there's all this great stuff. So this is great. So keep that up, your generosity. Be aware how others perceive you, because it's important. You know, it'll hold you in good stead later when you know, you're not at your strongest or your best. They're like, that's a rarity that he or she is freaking out, being a little stingy or whatever. It's really interesting. So then we have, nice. So now we're on to number 2. I'm sorry. I told all me mates I'd be really clear when we were going on to the next one. I'm like, all right, I promise. I'm like, I'm Brian Fellows. I'm an unaccredited tarot reader. Me and my son always laugh at that Saturday Night Live thing when he's like, I'm Brian Fellows. Okay, so Knight of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 2 of Cups. Oh, very, very, very nice. Okay, this is great. Wow, that's really good. So yeah, with Knight of Swords, they see you as someone who is always going to make clean, clear decisions from the right vantage point. You know what I mean? Like, your compass is true north. You're not doing it for selfish reasons. You're not doing it as self-serving reasons. You're doing it to benefit everybody, which is lovely, because people that work from that higher aspect of life, they're very well regarded. People don't go around throwing you parades or anything, but it is in their psyche and their subconscious of like, whoa, this person treats others fairly. It's tucked into their data bank. That then gets reciprocated karmically and 3D for sure. Nice. Five of Pentacles. That's funny. I just had another Pentacle one. Okay, that was 6 Pentacles. You're working really hard right now, and they see that, so they're going to give you breathing room, and also they're going to give you expansion so you can work within those parameters without being down your neck, because they realize that you're pulled in a few directions, so they don't want to be demanding on your time. They see you as a busy, industrious industrious person. But also you have your things. I see some of you liking to go to yoga, to gym, to do your own thing, watch your own shows. You like your private different things, and they're going to be respectful of your time for that because they see you earn it. You know what I mean? And you're respectful of that. And this is really nice. Three of Wands, they're really looking into a future for you. That's them looking out on the horizon, trying to make plans with you, long-term plans. They see you as a long-term friend. It's getting a little dusk time here in New England, and then the skeeters come out and they try to kill us and use us as human DNA machines and drain us of all our blood. But other than that, things are just great. So Two of Cups, very nice. I see there might even be an offer of marriage coming because they do see you as marriage material, especially with this. When they're putting this deep thought, looking out in the horizon, the Wands are about motion, energy, and action. So they're about to make an action, and usually Two of Cups, that culminates in some side proposal and or a trip. I think they want to surprise you also with a trip, which is so great. Hey, get the bug spray. Get the bug spray. They're legit everywhere. I'm like, my son's out there in our shed, and it's very deep woodsy and all these things, but you don't even know what's happening until they come out and get you. So yeah, fantastic. He's looking into the future. She's looking in the future, ready for, hey, would you like to be my lady forever? I love that. They see you long term. They see you as solid. They see you as somebody they want to build a life with. That's so lovely, and start a family. So if that's you and that resonated, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me your comments. Your comments are otherworldly great, you guys. I'm serious. I can't count the amount of times I'm brought to tears by your awesomeness. I love it. Oh, and some of you, yeah, you were asking too. My link is below for all your private reads. Everything is listed there. And again, thank you. You guys are amazing. My numbers just went, like, every time I go on, the subscribers are through the roof, the beautiful, beautiful comments. And I'm really glad I'm doing this. I study a lot and get this information. This type of thing comes naturally and comes through intuitive stuff. But I mean, when I start to go down avenues of advice when it comes to addiction and stuff, and later I'll be doing more stuff of that, I know what I'm talking about, and I study it, and I talk to experts, and I find out what is what, you know what I mean? I never wing that because when you have this amount of spans of people that are listening to you and focusing in, you've got to speak from a point of knowledge, sense, and responsibility for sure. So yeah, I'm never going to be careless. I'm always going to know what the hell I'm about, because this is serious. This is people's things, and people are energy, and when you want to lift them and broaden their perspective and help them live a better life and have love and abundance in their life, it's all about the law of attraction. So as you just mention it and teach people and remind them, hey, instead of being like, oh crap, I got to clean the bathroom and I love the toilet brush, like that's my nightmare of all nightmares. I do not like that. I'm like, hey, I can play music, I can do this, I can jam out. You know what? You make a cool yeah, perfect. You make a cool sort of just experience of it, you know, like a meditative sort of stance, which is nice. So now we're going on to number 3. I hadn't had that for, oh, you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, you're so sweet, my son. Yeah, you know they're getting me? Look at them, they just, okay. Dude! All right, perfect, yeah. These bastards are mean, that's perfect. Yeah, all of a sudden I'll be sitting there, and I noticed in my last video, I rewatched it because if I have to edit it, and I'm like constantly scratching my arm, and I'm like, why am I doing that? But they're almost invisible, these tiny mosquitoes. So I'm like, they need to bugger off. You guys are going to be stoked as hell when you get this reading, because this is thebomb.com. Wow. I know. I love when, oh my God, I love when the Queen of Wands comes in, and that's the Sagittarian female card too. That's the fire sign card. Please look in the middle, the Quan. I combine them like the Quavers, the Lovers, and the Queen. Queen of Wands and Lovers. Perfect, especially when they're surrounded by the shadow side. That means you're coming to terms with what used to not work for you. We all have that shadow side, that darker side that can be pessimistic. It can be judgmental. I mean, people are always like, no, you're so cool, you're so chill. But guess what? I have that. If I see something and I start to judge, guess what? I should keep it zipped, because I don't know what kind of day that person's had. If they're driving a maniac, and that's usually where it happens in a car, they don't know how to drive. They don't know how to do this. Not. We don't know from whence they came. You know what I'm talking about? They could have come from everything in the hospital. They could have come from chemo. That's why I always slow my roll. Take a deep breath, and when you feel like whatever is coming out is not, you know, from hell and honesty and integrity, and it might come out judgmental and nasty, especially around them, just quash it. Be like, let me just think about this. How important is it that I say this, right? I mean, like, is somebody going to die if I don't say you're a dick? You know what I mean? No, they're not. And just think how reactionary people get when you do that. I can fit comfortably in any environment, but I cannot fit in an environment of narcissists that are also harmful, because I literally short circuit, and that's why I left my last job. I had a couple narcissists in there, and then they didn't want to do their job, and because they thought things had to be about them, they just stand around talking, and I'm like, I'm a natural fixer, so I would just be like, oh, I'll just fix that, and I get so busy in that, then I realize nobody else is working, and I'm like, oh, F to the F with this thing, no to the no. And you'll do that sometimes. Don't notice what other people are doing. Who gives a shit? Let's all get in our own lane and steer our own ship and do it our way. You know what I'm saying? Let the flip-flops and the deadbeats stay in their lane. We don't care. We don't want to notice them, because guess what? You're moving into this, the Lovers and the Queen of Wands, and she's passionate. So how they see you is passionate as hell, smart as hell, refined, good looking, because I see this as being a good looking person. They find you super good looking, and they are jazzed to be with you, and everything. I see like a love of your shoulders, like they love your shoulders. They like you in high heels. I just feel them like looking at your feet. I feel all this thing. You're like all encompassing to them, and they are completely into it. And with Lovers, it's like I feel like they cannot wait. If this person is not yet in your realm, in your area, they cannot wait to just hug you and feel you and smell you and kiss you. And I feel like they think you're the best kisser. I just feel like they think you're the best kisser, and they love that. That's very important, isn't it? I mean, on a scale of things, who wants a slobbering monkey that's like, you ever kiss that person and you're like, did they just even friggin' do that? I'm calling the cops. You know what I mean? You've had that, right? Like, people kiss you and you're like, no, but not this guy. Because he's the Knight of Pentacles. So he's not only a very good earner. I see a lot of doctors. I see a lot of people in medical fields, things like that. Chefs, professionals, really cool people, but they have a lovely presence about them, and they treat you like a lady. You know what I mean? They're a knight. It's sort of like, you know, Camelot and Guinevere and Lancelot. They revere the hell out of you, and they see you as elegant, polished, and refined, and they love you. That's why they want to be your lover. Yeah, so again, this person sees you as, they see you as long-term, and they see you almost as unattainable. So in a way, if they're a newish thing, be sure to just check in that thing where if they, you know what's so sad? You ever be on a date and you know that person looks so uncomfortable and they're like shifting in their seat and they're always checking stuff. And I love anxious people and people that are sensitive. They are like my little dreamscapers. I love them because you know what? They're the sensitive dreamers, big-hearted, uncertain people of the world, and they deserve our love and protection. Because I tell you what, I don't have that, and I'm glad, but I understand that because my daughter would have anxiety about going to school, and she'd be so nervous and scared, and she'd cry and get stomach aches and stuff. But I can't explain whether it's a DNA factor, it's a learned thing, and also if in your childhood from your developmental years 1 to 10, if you're not loved unconditionally, you feel like you have to play act to fit in, so it's a disbalance. And so people are sensitive. So just read on their face too. If he I feel like he might feel a little below you, or she, whichever way it is, like almost like you're beyond their reach. So you'll see like some weird self-correcting things. You know what? They'll fidget, they'll recross their legs. They'll pick up their phone a lot and put it back down. They don't even know they're doing it, but you know what it'll be like those things when people are nervous, like nervous tics. I don't even know what the hell it is, but yeah, to just be loving and receptive to that, and always let them know. Do little weird things. Like my thing I used to do, like if I haven't dated in 1,500 years. I don't know. I think it was like 1842. I've been married 25 years, but the thing I used to do is like I would just go, "It's all good." Just like if they drop shit on the floor while you're at a restaurant, whatever happens, life does not always go smooth. They fall down, they break something, you just be like, it's all good. Make them feel at ease and at home, and and just joke and like banter and be loving. Because you guys, seriously, it's freaking crazy. Once you realize that they might have a little of this shadow side too. Like they might be like, oh my God, we all do that weird thing. Like we just judge that, oh my God, is that person really even driving that thing that's duct taped together and stuff like that? And yeah, you'll have your little things, but they just see you as this lovely, warm queen, and they just want to please you and be with you, and that's so sweet. I love that. They do. They do, they do, they do, and you do too, and they see you as, the one. So yeah, sensitivity in those issues. Just be sensitive to them, because I know since having a son too how men, and I'm reversing it from my perspective, they really are almost like little boys in their thing, where they're constantly feel like they have to prove themselves. They want to be good providers and all these things. So if we treat them with love and respect, we get that in return. It all comes around. It's very karmic and stuff. And I feel like I said before, because it is such a heavy manifestation time, we have to watch what we're pulling towards ourselves. Only those good vibes, only good things, only loving things, only things that expand us, So yeah, that's perfect. If that's you, that's perfect. So don't forget, if this resonated, to like, subscribe, and leave me your comments. Your comments are so good. All my links are down below. If you guys need a private read, whatever you need, more information. Thanks again. Your comments just lift my day and keep me doing this, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I got to drag all this camera equipment. I have to buy this. I have to do that. And like, somebody donated 1111. I love that so much. It was so cute, because I just bought those cards. I'm like, I should just be spending money on stuff, but it's an art form, you know what I mean? And you have to have your materials and your supply. So I appreciate you guys, the things you say, and you all love the cards and the layouts. And I thought I'd spruce it up and be outside for a little while too, because sometimes we need to be expansive, right? When I watch videos of people in too confined areas, I get claustrophobic. So I was like, let's go to the wild unknown, and this looks like Australia back here. This is a friggin' jungle for sure. So thanks, you guys. Hey, hon, can you come do the thing? So my son's going to come turn off the camera for me, because otherwise I have to move this and come all the way around. But thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, you brighten my day, and we're all going to lift each other. That's the name of the game. Peace out.